As we head towards the end of the year, the National Assembly is readying to wrap up some of its major issues, including a plenary session and a committee meeting on the country's 2026 budget review. For more, we have our political correspondent Ahn Sung-jin here in the studio. Welcome, Sung-jin.
Great to be here, Dami.
So, Sung-jin, this week seems to be like a busy one at the National Assembly. Let's go over what it's dealing with by step. Starting with the plenary session on Thursday, what are some of the key points that are set to be discussed?
Right, so a variety of issues are to be discussed, some of which have already been agreed upon by both the ruling and the main opposition party. Now, for instance, the K-Steel Act has been adopted as an official policy by both parties as it was swiftly cleared through the relevant parliamentary committees. Now, this bill is designed to support the domestic steel industry amid challenges such as steep U.S. tariffs and global oversupply. It calls for establishing a presidential special committee to draw up a 5-year basic plan and prepare measures to strengthen the steel sector, including tax and financial support for low-carbon steelmaking technologies. Now, this act is most likely to receive final approval in this plenary session in the upcoming Thursday session. Similarly, by bipartisan agreement, lawmakers also approved the special act on strengthening and supporting the competitiveness of the petrochemical industry through the Petrochemical Support Act. Now, this bill includes provisions for financial and policy support for corporate restructuring, regulatory exemptions for the petrochemical sector, and programs to cultivate specialized talent through training. This act also comes amid an industry facing global supply problems, particularly involving China, as well as volatile raw material prices and sluggish demand. However, there will be a contentious issue that has been stirring up tension within and between both parties. Now, heightened tension surrounds the motion to arrest former PPP floor leader Chu Kyung-ho. Chu is facing charges of obstructing the assembly vote to lift the martial law declaration back on December 3rd last year. The motion for arrest had been submitted earlier, and the vote on it will take place at the plenary session on Thursday, with Chu stating that he will waive his assembly immunity from arrest. So the plenary session is looking to be a busy one with ample bills to go through.
Right, and the Assembly is also looking at South Korea's 2026 budget. And Sung-jin, this Friday there's another meeting set. Now, what can we expect to happen from that meeting?
Right, so we are exactly about a week away from the country's deadline of the 2026 budget. Now, that being said, the ruling party will hold a committee meeting on Friday to ensure that the budget is finalized on time. The Special Committee on Budgets and Accounts has been reviewing the 2026 budget through full sessions and subcommittee meetings through last week. And this week, a so-called small subcommittee will be convened and composed of a chair, ruling and opposition party secretaries, and the second vice minister of the finance ministry. Now, the DP members of the committee held a press conference on Monday saying that it was necessary to ensure that the budget review serves the public rather than the political strife, and urged the PPP to cooperate constructively.
We will quickly resolve all issues and finalize the budget within the statutory deadline by approving it at the plenary session. Most of the 728 trillion won budget has already been adjusted, and the remaining part is deciding on the core projects.
However, the PPP denounced the budget proposal and instead noted that they would compile a true budget for the people's livelihood, consisting of projects which include financial support such as special home ownership loans for those in their 20s and 30s.
The budget plan is an irresponsible one that focuses only on cash injections and funding investment projects while rapidly increasing the national debt without presenting an economic development model.
With the deadline of the budget proposal imminent, the two parties will have to reach a consensus, which we expect to see by the end of this week.
Right, looks like we'll have to keep a close eye on it to see how that evolves over the next week. Sung-jin, thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having me, Dami.